perfectly candid with you, Jake. I'm just not ready to do that at this point. I'm not there right now. And I hope to, though, and I want to.
Well, that was Paul Ryan earlier this year, and those infamous words, he's just not there yet when it came to supporting Donald Trump. And Donald Trump reciprocates concerning an endorsement of Paul Ryan. Here's what Mr. Trump told the Washington Post in an interview yesterday, quoting now, "I like Paul, but these are horrible times for our country. We need very strong leadership. We need very, very strong leadership, and I'm just not quite there yet. I'm not quite there yet." The current feud could give the candidate challenging Ryan in Wisconsin the boost he really needs. We are attempting to get in touch with Paul Nehlen, Paul Ryan's challenger in Wisconsin's 1st District. We're trying to make the necessary connections and have him on here momentarily. But in the interim, we're connecting with you at 1-877-Newsmax. That's 1-877-639-7629. And let's get to the phones beginning in Baltimore, where Mike has been waiting patiently. Hiya, Mike, and welcome to Newsmax Prime.
Hello there. I definitely enjoy your program. I got 2 points I'd like to make. First of all, I do not understand, maybe someone can clarify how the President of the United States can take $400 million and run it through accounts so it's not illegal and then airdrop it. What can Congress do? I mean, it seems like it's a dictatorship. And my second point is about this campaign with Donald Trump. It seems to me that his campaign managers or his people that work with him need to specifically get to the point of certain things. I said it would behoove them if he would just basically, when he gets with Hillary, say, listen, do you want to be the president of the citizens of this country, or do you want to be the president of the illegal immigrants? And also, I think we need to talk about Sharia law.
Well, you put a lot on our plate, but let me ask you this, and I'll answer your first question in just a second, but let me ask you about the situation involving Paul Ryan. Should Mr. Trump endorse Paul Ryan, in your opinion?
Well, basically, my opinion is both parties have let me down. Paul Ryan, I'm a Republican, but I'm kind of a libertarian, but I can't support libertarians because of their immigration policies. The Congress, the House, and the Senate had control, and they've let the executive branch run buckboard all over the
Translation, you're frustrated with Paul Ryan, so you're
well, not just Paul Ryan.
I understand, everybody, but the question is, should the Speaker of the House be endorsed right now, or should we give his challenger, who's tough on the border, in stark contrast to Speaker Ryan, would you be for the challenger, all things being equal?
Yes, I would be. In that case, if Trump's smart, maybe he could say things like, let the people of that area choose the best person for the job. Let both individuals speak up and let them answer the questions that people have to ask.
That's what's going on, and we appreciate your insights, Mike. I'm going to answer your question about how they did this. Understand, here's what happens when a president, as commander-in-chief, wants to take a foreign policy action. He will direct his National Security Council to issue a finding. They will explain the way within the boundaries of the law based on their interpretation. It's not a court case, doesn't go to the Supreme Court, obviously doesn't go to the Congress, but based on their interpretation, they will say, well, to avoid violating United States law, you can put these funds into different currencies from different nations and come out with roughly the equivalency of what our dollar is. I'm not approving it. I'm explaining quite possibly the methodology that the president used in this case. I do believe he has been abusing his authority, but as commander-in-chief in a dangerous world, typically we allow the president broad latitude in decisions involving national security, or sadly in the case of Mr. Obama, national insecurity. Another call we're going to take right now from one of my favorite places in the whole world. In fact, it's named Congress. Not Washington, D.C., but Congress, Arizona. Back in the state I was honored to represent. Marianne is on the line. Hi, Marianne.
Hi, J.D. I don't understand why Paul Ryan and McCain thinks that Trump should endorse them when it took them so long to endorse him, and now they're all wishy-washy.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the thing. This is the thing, Marianne, and you can speak with more authority, although I certainly know firsthand the situation in Arizona and what went on in the 2010 Republican primary there against McCain. But just as elections have consequences, performance in office has consequences. And it'll be up to the people of Arizona in the Republican primary to determine whether it's Mr. McCain who has returned or Dr. Kelly Ward, who served very capably in the state Senate and has a much tougher response to McCain. And of course, with Ryan, Paul Nehlen offers a persuasive case. Marianne, I thank you for the call from Congress, Arizona, but now we're joined by the man who's trying to get to Congress to succeed the Speaker of the House, challenging him in a primary that comes up 6 days from today, Paul Nehlen. Paul, we welcome you back to Newsmax Prime. Thanks for hooking up with us tonight.
Hey, JD, always glad to be on your show, my friend.
You have had a busy day and a busy campaign. You've raised more than $1 million. You've gotten some key endorsements. I'm just interested how you see it right now. Are there any new poll numbers out? What can you tell us tonight about the status of your race challenging Paul Ryan?
Well, we certainly got a whole lot more visibility here in the last few days, and we're taking advantage of that. Obviously, our message isn't changing. Paul Ryan's not changing. Paul Ryan's still for open borders and for his corporate donors. He's working hard on behalf of his corporate donors right now, and he's, telling people in the district that he's strong on defense and he's strong on the borders, and he's, working for Wisconsin jobs and waving the flag. He's a nut job, honestly. He absolutely is Hillary Clinton shill. He takes every opportunity to take a shot at Donald Trump. And why in the world would the highest elected Republican official in our country be taking shots at Donald Trump? It's absurd in the extreme. So I have no love for Paul Ryan's policies. He cannot bring himself to run on his own agenda.
And so what he's going back to, and we're having a little trouble with the Skype here, we'll try to reassess it. What Paul Nehlen is recounting here is a challenge of facing someone who is very well financed, Paul Ryan, with a $10 million war chest. I understand we've reconnected with Paul Nehlen. Paul is on the campaign trail working hard. I want to discuss, you mentioned Donald Trump. You had an interesting Twitter exchange with him over the past couple of days. I guess you found that encouraging. How is it playing there in the 1st District of Wisconsin?
Well, it's certainly gotten us a lot more recognition. I walked out of an education forum and looked down at my phone, and I don't know, was it divine intervention? I get tens of thousands of tweets at me a day, and I look down, and that's the one I see. I was as surprised as anybody else about it, but it was really... He was thanking me for writing a letter, essentially in defense of his position, and I still am in defense of that. And he thanked me, and I said to him, "Thank you for that's really all there was to it."
You are working this thing hard in the final days. You're also you have the support of Sarah Palin. I understand Ann Coulter is coming into the district. Michelle Malkin was there for you. But can you get the votes necessary? 15 seconds, Paul Nehlen. How can people help you out, and what are the polls showing you?
Absolutely. We are well within striking distance. We had a poll that showed we were killing it. And, go to electnehlen.com, electnehlen.com. Every $5 helps. This all costs money to get out and get people to vote. So if you can kick in and help us, max out, give us 2,700.
We hear you, pal. You are working it hard. I have been there, Paul Nehlen.
Sir.
We thank you for your time. We will watch with interest, and we'll keep an eye on things. That'll do it for us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.